think some of the biggest issues or challenges facing the U.S. market today are probably the catastrophic events that have been occurring, the increase in wildfires and hurricanes and tornadoes, et cetera. All of these have been causing disruption with the carriers and reinsurers, but I think the biggest overall challenge is probably the economy. The cost of goods and services have increased substantially. Manufacturing costs are up, investments are down. So insurance is like any other business, and the last year has been challenging for many of my members and the industry in general. So I would say the economy overall is our biggest challenge. I would say the New York insurance market is different than the rest of the U.S. market in a couple different ways. Many people don't think that New York has a big coastal area, but we do with New York City and Long Island. And unlike other states, we are fortunate to have a relatively robust and stable homeowners market in New York. We have plenty of carriers that are writing auto in New York. And while that keeps that market competitive, there are some significant challenges with certain lines like auto in New York that result in carriers needing to manage their exposure a little bit differently. We've got the impact of, as I said, inflationary costs, also seeing the increase in the billing volume with auto insurance, and that continues to be a challenge in New York. But I think the New York regulatory environment is probably one of the most challenging than many other states. Our New York regulators are very diligent and forthright about the amount of time it takes for them to approve any new products, and they're facing some staffing challenges. They have made it clear that many positions are open and they're seeking to fill those positions, especially in the actuarial department. So that can take a little bit longer for products to get new products or rate and form filings to get approved by our department. And that can definitely be challenging for those trying to navigate the New York market. We are watching lots of different pieces of legislation here in New York. I would say there's an overarching theme, though, of maybe modernization is what we're looking for in many of our legislative efforts. The laws are not currently what customers expect in 2023, and the world we live in today is rapidly advancing every day. So there's a greater need now more than ever for new insurance products to meet the needs of our customers. So our goal is to modernize New York laws to be able to deliver for our customers. Specific efforts, aside from modernization, we have been advocating to make auto photo inspections optional for carriers. We are trying to update the outdated insurance verification program with our DMV. We are trying to eliminate outdated requirements with the free trade zone for commercial products and removing some of the antiquated arson application requirements that exist in New York. So a lot of challenges also, as always in New York, with the trial lawyers and their efforts to push to expand litigation. Our legal environment is one of the most challenging and costly in the nation. One of those key contributors to those costs is probably the explosion of the litigation, party litigation funding, third-party funding. So the practice is pretty shadowy, and we need to put in some disclosure requirements. There aren't any really parameters around that in New York. So those add to the cost of litigation in New York. NYIA is supporting its members in a variety of ways. We put out timely email communications and publications, and we host biweekly conference calls for our members. These are only half-hour calls, and they give our members a snapshot of really all they need to know about the issues happening in New York, whether they are legislative developments or regulatory developments with our Department of Financial Services. They can be just industry issues or trends that are happening. So keeping them informed and providing them with opportunities to weigh in on critical issues, I think, is beneficial to them, and they appreciate that. So the association gets not only the benefit of their expertise so that we can better advocate on their behalf, but they really always feel that they have a seat at the table with NYIA. I'm really excited about this year's annual conference. We are in Buffalo, and we consider our conference the premier New York event for property casualty carriers. So we are very excited to have the New York Department of Financial Services Superintendent Adrian Harris at our conference this year. We also have The Commissioner of DMV is a special guest speaker. We have CEO panel discussions. We've got reinsurance forecast panel, presentation on ESG. That's going to be very interesting, as well as the ever popular regional roundtable that we have for members to have an opportunity to discuss with their peers. So we're excited to be heading back to Buffalo, great downtown area, lots of great restaurants and places to explore, just a hop, skip, and a jump from Niagara Falls. So we hope to see you there.